Do that. Waiting for it. Waiting for it, coach. We're here. We're here. It is what it is.
What's today? Thursday?
Yeah.
Today's 12? 12?
No, what?
It's the 12th episode, man.
Oh, yeah. No, it's May the 7th today, though.
What do you think? Oh, the other said it was May 12th?
I don't know.
I don't even know what's going on anymore, dude.
Lost count of the days, pretty much.
Shit's opening back up.
Well,
It's time.
I mean, slowly but surely.
COVID-19 for everybody.
Well. I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that. It is what it is, man. It is what it is,
I'm gonna
coach.
walk around with the marshmallow head. Nobody can touch me. It's like my own mask.
That's going to be your own mask.
I wonder if that would pass. Would that pass as a mask?
No,
People
guy.
walking around with gas masks.
Oh, remember that guy at Academy? He was wearing a painter's
That's what
mask?
one at HEB the other day.
It was a full-on painter's mask, bro, like wrapped around his head.
That's what I'm saying. So what would the difference be?
I don't know.
Imagine you're doing your shopping and you're walking around with looking kind
Mellow head.
of looking mellow.
Mellow head on.
All right. Let's top it today.
Let them know. Let them know what
I
it
don't
is.
know what. I don't really know what you would call it. That's what I thought you had a name for it.
Well,
Well, tell them a story because you're the one who found this or thought about this.
it's not what we thought about. It's
This has been an ongoing issue that we've had.
or just
Discussion.
discussion that we've come across, and there's been different like tweets about it that have kind of
Lots
brought up the
and
conversation.
Lots of tweets and profiles and fuck, man.
So the basis of our conversation today is basically self-love, but at the expense of your weight.
Your health.
And well, we'll get into that, but your weight at the forefront, your weight. So that's the general topic of what we're going to be talking about. So we think about self-love, we think about acceptance of who you are, what you think about yourself, and the effect it has not only on yourself but on others as well, because it definitely affects others. And both being in fitness, we're not going to be labeling a gender to this as well. So we're going to be speaking about
both sides,
both men and women.
Absolutely.
Both, and I want to get that out of the way first and foremost, because both men and women think completely differently.
Yeah.
They think differently. They act differently. They think about their weight differently and how it affects them differently. And seeing that as we're both male, obviously, we're never going to actually have the whole,
The full spectrum
of how a female or a woman thinks about their body.
Right.
We're not.
Right.
And even for some other men, because everybody's going to think differently about themselves.
Right.
But we figured that we would talk about this situation and this topic because we enjoy fitness. We enjoy our lifestyle as fitness influencers, as trainers. And I think it's a worthy topic to kind of dive into. It is a very controversial and debatable topic.
Yeah.
But we're gonna give our kind of like our sides to what we think about it all, and we want to get some interaction from our audience as well. So, self-love at the expense of your weight.
I think before we even start, the idea of like self-love, the way that it should be taken is like in accepting who you are. I think it's more of a mental thing of like accepting, because like there's people who try to be other people and like cool thing. That is like stop and like self-love, like what you actually appreciate and what you actually like, I think is what you should go after,
right?
Rather than I'm self-loving myself for my body.
Okay.
Because I think that there's like, especially for me, like I look in the mirror every day and sure, I've made progress, because and like full disclosure, I used to be fucking fat. I used to be out of shape, well. But I think I was worse than you were.
A little bit.
By far.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I used to be fat. And like you can look at pictures of me on Facebook, wherever you want to find, if you don't believe me, like I used to be fat. Mm-hmm. So when I sit and look in the mirror, no, I don't. I have accepted who I am mentally, the things that I appreciate, the things that I like, who I am as a person, my personality. I've accepted these things.
But you didn't love where you
don't.
were at.
But see, I don't love. And I guess it's me being an ex-athlete, liking fitness and like just enjoying the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like what I look like in the mirror. And I'm
at like, that point or now?
Now, even now, there's always progress to be made. Yeah, I made extensive progress, but there's always more. Mm-hmm. Like I'm always wanting to better myself. You never want to stop. So no, I mean, like I love who I am, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm perfectly okay with what I look like. I'm not.
But that's just, I feel like that's just a part of always trying to seek progress. Like you're always
Right.
trying to progress with
Which
with
you
your
need.
body and
Yeah.
who you are. I think that's a common thing that a lot of people are trying to go through.
Right.
But when it comes to self-love and it comes to being quote unquote overweight,
Uh-huh.
I think
people get offended really easily.
yes, I do think people get offended very easily.
And honestly, and this is the thing, like if we were to have this conversation in a room full of overweight people,
People that to be considered overweight.
people considered overweight, and we were to start having this conversation, everyone in the room would get upset, whether they're male or female. They would think we were talking about them, and they'd get upset.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times, we're having this conversation because like health is so bigger than your weight,
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't know.
I think you kind of need to establish first the fact that you need to be healthy.
You need to. It's a necessity. Of
It's a
your life.
necessity for you to live healthily. Like you
Mhm.
need to live a healthy lifestyle,
lifestyle,
or
yeah.
else you will suffer consequences.
Yeah, and that's
And your there are byproducts of you not living healthily that can affect your overall
like
lifestyle.
People like to go out and eat and have a great time, and like that's cool. But number one, there has to be balance in that. So if you want to
Sure,
go out and enjoy
sure.
great food, by all means, go out and enjoy great food. It's not
Right.
going to be great for you, but like know that when you're enjoying this great food, there has to be a balance of okay,
Right.
maybe I should sub this out. Maybe I shouldn't eat like this every
Right.
single day. Maybe I need to go out and run or walk or ride a bike or ride the elliptical or do something, right?
Ride the elliptical.
Just any dude. I'm serious. Like do anything.
I don't think you ride elliptical.
I mean, walk, do whatever the hell, whatever. What do you even call that?
You ellipticize on the elliptical.
Ellipticize, whatever. Do
No,
that.
I'm just kidding.
I don't even know. Walk the treadmill. I don't give a shit. But do something, right? But people don't understand that when they eat like this and they keep just this lifestyle of unhealthiness.
You're putting yourself in a position
Oh,
to
dude,
have an unhealthy lifestyle.
Dude,
Sure.
it's not good. Like the cancer risks go up, your heart disease go up, diabetes go up, like
Mhm.
all these different health risks that may not be affecting you at this exact moment and maybe not in the next 6 months, but 10 years down the line when you have kids
Mhm.
or you have a wife or like stuff that you want to be around for,
Yeah.
you won't be like, I'm not saying you're going to die. Well, yeah, essentially you will die. If you have a
Right.
heart attack or your arteries are blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not like we're not. The thing is to not say that we're not having this conversation to like shame those people.
Right.
I've like
And that's what something we need to bring up. First
yeah.
and
I'm
foremost.
not shaming people that are
Right.
overweight and obese. I'm not. I generally look at these people, and I'm like, hey man, like, and I'm not judging them by any means because everybody's going through shit
Mhm.
by all means. But like, I look at these people and I'm like, hey dude, in 10 years, what if you can't walk around with your kid when he's running around and wants to have a good time? You
Yeah.
can't like just play catch with your kid. Like you have all these health issues. Like I'm looking 10 years down the line,
Right.
and it just the problems that could occur because you're not taking care of yourself are immense.
Right. I totally agree with you. And I think there should be kind of a fine line put on that perspective because I feel like that idea kind of meshes. It meshes in the sense that
Yeah.
like yes, you need to have self-love. I think self-love is extremely important. You need to love who you are. That is who you were born,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's you.
And I agree.
And I think that accepting who you are is important. However, there can be consequences if your health is not put at the forefront of your priority in your life.
Right. Yeah.
And if you're letting yourself go, if you're not eating the proper nutrients you're supposed to, if you're not exercising daily, that's going to have negative consequences on your life and your health. And that's not to say that you can't still love yourself, for who you are despite your weight, but understand that if you continue to live a lifestyle that doesn't prioritize nutrition, doesn't prioritize physical exercise or fitness or any of those sorts of things, you're going to experience negative consequences.
Yeah.
And it comes to the point like, will you really love yourself if you're not doing something, if you're not doing something to help yourself?
Yeah.
And I think that's what people tend to misrepresent.
Well, I think the other thing that people
confuse themselves with.
And when people these people that post on Instagram, love yourself and like do this and do that, like, oh, you're great. Yeah, you are. But there, like you said, there's a fine line between like you promoting a lifestyle that isn't healthy, looking for validation from people that are like you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not I'm not saying it's a bad thing like that you're overweight, but like you cannot promote that lifestyle.
Right.
It's not good. And it, I can't stress enough.
And that's not even part of you just being an asshole.
No.
I think that's just more so. It's a fact. Like, you can't. It's a fact that basically, like, if you're promoting people to live unhealthily, then you're going to experience negative issues with your health.
Yeah.
And that's going to cause health issues.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have a shorter life expectancy. Those things are going to be consequences of you not eating the correct food items or exercising. So it's not so much that you're being like upfront asshole. It's just like that's a fact.
And that's the issue with society, man. And like people are gonna make
you seem like you're an asshole.
My friend, like my sister, everybody makes fun of me because I say like people are soft and like, oh, I'm just as hardest motherfucker to ever walk the earth, right?
Yeah.
No, but like that's the problem with people, bro. Is they're so mentally soft that you could legitimately care for someone and be like, hey, dude, like, I'm worried about your health. You look overweight. You've gained a lot of weight since whenever.
Mm-hmm. And they'll take it negatively.
And they'll take it like, oh, my God, you hurt my fucking feelings. Like, no, dude. Like,
I just want to help you.
I'm trying to help you. Like, hey, dude, let's go to the gym. Like, let's go run. Let's go walk. But I can guarantee you I can walk up to somebody and say that, and they will get pissed off.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go up to somebody
like,
no, hey,
I'm not
you're a fucking fat guy.
Not random. I mean, somebody that you know, right? You know what I mean.
But even then, like, hey, Ma, you're fat. Get your ass in the gym. Yeah. Like, yeah, they're gonna take you seriously then, guy.
But it's like people are so soft, bro. And that's how society is nowadays. We need to respect everyone, and it's
I think okay. So I know what you're saying here. So like, I understand that you have to have respect towards people. So I think to listen to what I'm saying, you got to respect people, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's 100% like important. Like, you have to respect people regardless of what they do or what they look like. Like, I think a level of respect and defining that respect first and foremost is very, very important.
Yeah.
However, I don't think you should sugarcoat things.
Yes, absolutely.
Because sugarcoating things
leads to a false reality.
Exactly. It leads to a false reality, and people expect things to be very, very sugar-coated, and they think just because it's sugar-coated that's okay to do that. And tons of people tend to agree with that sugar-coated idea and false reality. That they kind of make it seem like it is reality, and it's really not.
No, and they grasp onto that because it's comfortable, and it's safe, and it's easy. It's like, oh, that guy told me it's okay to love myself. It's all right for me being overweight, so I'll just continue doing this because it's easier than making a lifestyle change to start eating healthy, to cut out the fast food, to cut out the junk, to cut out the chips. To go outside and walk. Nobody no one likes to do that. No, it's hard.
Not even us.
It's tough.
It's very, very difficult. Like, it doesn't change.
No, man. I sit and stare at my shoes every morning at 4:45 before I got to run every day for 15 minutes. I just stare at them like, fuck, I don't want to do this.
Right.
But you got to do it anyway. That's where.
Not to mention you have a big ass freaking cake in your fridge. So
that was for my birthday, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you not manage not to touch it ever again?
Because I just know better.
It's hard.
I don't even know. To be honest, toss that shit I do need to toss it out. But like the point is, my birthday was last week, and I've had a cake in my fridge for a week, and I have not touched it. To be honest, I just my mindset's in a different place right now, where I just see a bigger picture. So like, I don't even think about eating it.
Right.
My mom left it for God knows what reason. Probably just to be mean to me. Because she knew I wasn't going to eat it. But that's the fine line, man. People are fucking soft. And they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the truth. Right. Because it opens up a whole nother thing. It's like, well, then I have to do this. And it's just like, it's just easier.
I think when people hear like the fact that, oh, well, I'm soft, like, you're a fucking asshole.
You're a dick.
And you're like, I understand that there's like arguments that can go against that because, not everyone loves fitness and not everyone loves eating healthy, and like people
of course not.
Genuinely just don't like to do it. They like to do other things instead. But I do think like in some form or fashion, I think that implementing like a 20 to 30 minute walk a day isn't something that's going to affect you bad.
Of course not. It won't. But like even like
in fact, I think it'll even continue to help you because like you were saying before, like you're putting yourself in position to do the best you can with what you have, and that means like you're providing yourself with exercise that's going to help you increase better mind retention, better sleep, better learning capabilities, better studying, whatever it is that you're doing, better work-life balance overall.
Well, that's what I was saying. It was like so there, there's we'll draw another fine line. There's a fine line between people that are just straight up too lazy to make that lifestyle change when they know that they need to.
Right.
And they're the ones that are complaining like, oh, I need to lose weight, I need to do this, but they never get around to it because when it comes time to do it, they're like, I'll just do it tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll do it.
Right.
And it just never comes. And then there's the people that legitimately try and are just genetically disproportionate to be that fit person.
Right.
And there's people like that are, I don't really know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know all the diseases that keep you from doing that.
But they're out there.
They're out there
Yeah.
that will keep that you're just going to be a bigger person. And that's a different story. We're not really targeting
it's a different
that
situation,
people.
different.
And it's like, if you look at the people that lack the discipline to better their life with health,
Yeah.
that's step one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you take that person and you analyze their life, they've got to be lacking in 20 other areas rather than their discipline. Because if you lack discipline for you,
Can you imagine lacking
what are you
discipline for
missing?
friendship,
What are you
work,
fucking up everywhere
school,
else?
whatever it is you may be up to?
It's a whole lifestyle. And that's like, I kind of associate, that's what I was telling you earlier, I associate the fact, like, if you have a healthy body, it leads to a healthy mind.
Let me say this as well. On average, people that tend to lose weight and start implementing physical exercise and healthier nutrition into their diet, they tend to kind of have a stronger mindset. I mean, on average, people that tend to lose that weight and optimize their overall lifestyle and change their lifestyle for the better, they tend to live a more fulfilling life. You never hear somebody losing weight by eating clean and exercising and saying, wow, this fucking sucks, I'm never doing it again, I feel awful.
No,
You're not going to hear that.
No, it's an
And
accomplishment.
if you do, then that's just a very, very rare few.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure there's
people
people
that on average tend to exercise daily or eat healthier and lose weight tend to have more energy,
Well,
get better sleep, genuinely just feel healthier. That's
right,
it.
That's because when people that do that, and let's say somebody like loses 100 pounds,
Mhm.
and they've really worked and they put that time in, it becomes a habit.
Right.
It becomes like a ritual.
Yeah,
that
you're
fits
consistent
into
with
your
it.
day.
Yep.
So then it just never goes away. It just keeps coming.
Right.
It's just like every day you implement that every day. Oh, I'm gonna have a protein shake at this time, and it just continues.
Can you like flip your laptop up a little bit? Because like the light, there you go.
There, yeah. So it's like those things become part of your day, man. Like
Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah, and that kind of segues and like it turns to doing other positive things in your life elsewhere, like you were saying
Right.
before. So it can affect everything else.
And it's like the tweet that you saw. What
Oh,
did it say?
yeah.
Bring the tweet up because like that kind of goes into what we were just saying.
No,
right now.
this is important because, as a fitness influencer, I feel, I help a lot of people.
Yeah.
and
That's the goal. That's the
it's
point.
the goal. And to go over it, it says, when I lost over 100 pounds, everyone suddenly loved me. Everyone thought I was gorgeous. Everyone thought I was powerful. I can assure you, being congratulated for weight loss just feels like your greatest fear confirmed. You have to be thin to be valuable to the world. It
Lies.
sucks.
It's bullshit.
So let me say this. Before you get,
Yeah.
too deep into saying this is bullshit, like, I can understand why she might say that, because she may think, oh my God, these people are never congratulated me before for doing anything else, but suddenly I lost weight, I'm thin, people are congratulating me. That means being thin equals good. And I think that's where the misconception lies, because I retweeted it with a comment saying, no. I don't think it's a matter of being thin that's valued, but the hard work you endured while losing weight they congratulated you for. You had drive and put in the effort that most aren't able to do, and that's an accomplishment. Not to mention the amount of discipline it takes to be consistent in that endeavor.
Yeah, like,
which means, dude, most people aren't able to do what you just did.
Yeah.
And that's what they're congratulating for. Most people aren't able to do that. And it takes a lot of power to be able to do that. A lot of effort.
Yeah, I think people like she has it wrong. Like the idea, like you just lost 100 fucking pounds. That is a
huge
fucking
accomplishment,
feat, dude.
That's very,
awesome.
very difficult, and that's why I think people are congratulated. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I mostly congratulate
And it's
people.
like, yo, if you took a massive step in the right direction, that was it. And people are gonna say, "Damn, dude, hey, congratulations, you look amazing. What did you do? How did you do it? Like, that's awesome." No, if you're walking around 400 pounds sluggish, your life sucks.
You're
Somebody
obese.
gonna walk up
You're
to you and be
obese.
like, "Hey, man, you're looking great." No, it's not gonna happen. It doesn't happen.
Yeah,
So the fact that you lost and you've pulled this off,
yeah,
like that takes so much more than just time in the gym. That's a lifestyle change in
Yeah,
the right
it is.
direction. So no wonder, of course, people are gonna congratulate you. What do you want people to say? Hey, dude, you look like shit. Why'd you lose all that weight?
yeah. I think, and I also think, like, posting something like that on social media is
That's
not only a
fine.
matter of getting attention, but you're teaching people to be upset for basically everything.
Yeah.
Like it's like as if you can't find like a happy spot. Like, be happy that you lost that weight, and be happy that you were able to
Yeah, and
accomplish that.
and
That's
I-
important.
And I'm taking that tweet with a grain of salt because I'm sure that this person is just trying to just fucking stir the pot. And get
That's
people-
that's
get
what I'm
people-
saying.
get
People like to
talking
stir the
and,
pot
yeah,
about this sort of stuff,
and get you to go viral.
and it gets attention
Yeah, I mean, of course. But,
because
like,
people want to relate to that,
Mhm.
and people want to think that like, hey, you know what? She's right.
I don't need to lose weight.
I don't need to lose weight. I don't need to exercise. I don't need to eat right.
Mhm.
I need to stay exactly how I am,
Mhm.
and that can lead to a lot of health issues.
Yeah, because then there's no gain to better yourself. It's
No.
just let me just sit at the
I
same
feel like there's
spot.
like not a push for you to be better and be better for your mind and be better for your overall health and lifestyle. I think that's where the problem lies, and that's not to label it either men or women, because women experience these things very, very differently than men.
Yeah.
And we're not saying one experiences body shame more than another or that has any sort of effect. We're talking strictly gender neutral experiences here.
Women will express that concern amongst themselves differently rather than guys.
Absolutely.
Guys will.
And that's
we kind of suppress it a little bit more. We're not
sure,
gonna say anything.
sure. And that's not all men though.
No,
That's not all men.
No.
Because everyone is different.
Right.
But yeah.
But most men, we're gonna suppress it. They just won't walk around with their shirt off, or they won't. They'll go to the gym, but they'll go at odd times where there's not a lot of people there.
Oh yeah. In fact, you know what? Even to bring this to you, because it's funny you bring that up, because one of my first clients that I started working with remotely,
Yeah.
and this was a man I never met. He came up to, or not come up to me in person, but he messaged me saying, "Man, I just couldn't make it to the gym today." And I asked him, "What was wrong?" I went in around like 7:00. It was super busy. I just saw a bunch of big muscle dudes in there. Like I just couldn't bring myself to exercise in there, because there was just big guys in there. And people think like, oh, men must not feel this sort of thing, but
They do.
they do. I do right now.
We go to the gym all the time and we work out and we're like, fuck, that guy's fucking massive. It's
Yeah,
like-
this dude's
it's
big,
just-
man.
it's
And I'm
just
like, shit,
jet-
I
it's
have a
just
lot
like,
of,
what am
I got
doing?
a lot of
Like,
progress. Like, yeah, and that happens for everybody. That
Yeah.
happens on men's side. That happens on women's side. It's not. There's no gender specific thing that kind of occurs with. No, we're talking strictly person to person. Anybody here.
And I think that we kind of do it, we're in decent shape. We do it kidding around.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the first mistake that people go to when they're trying to benefit themselves
Yeah.
is they start comparing to
And
these
that's the thing.
people.
Like, not everyone needs to be shredded, jacked,
No, there's
veins popping out the neck, shredded, jacked. Like that doesn't need to happen. Like that's not like the idea of what
no.
you need to look like to be able to be accepted. Like
No,
that's not
it's
the
not even
point.
being
That's not
accepted.
even where we're trying to get at here.
You can be fit and healthy and not be fucking bulging out of your shirt.
Bulging veins
Yeah.
popping out your
You
neck.
Can, you,
No.
can, you can be a good, healthy individual and just be. Look, you can just look slim. Not even slim. You can just look good. And then you can go to the doctor and not have veins popping out, muscular definition, and the doctor say, "Hey man, you're looking really good today. You look,
Yeah.
your heart rate's good. Your,
You don't have a high cholesterol
no
level,
cholesterol, your
high,
shit looks
high,
good, man.
high.
Congratulations." Like,
Yeah.
and that's like what you go for. I mean, sure, for us it's a little different. We're a little more
Well, yeah.
enthusiastic to it.
Yeah.
But I
course.
mean, and that's the first mistake that people make is like fitness is a journey between you and you.
And that's why I love fitness so much, because it tests true grit. Like if you're able to get up and exercise and conquer that yourself on your own, nobody else, it's just you and just you versus you. Like I think that's just like the ultimate test. Like it's
Mhm.
you got no one else to compete with. It's just yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I love fitness so much. And I think that's why, I think it proves to yourself what kind of person you are if you're able to truly better yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
It's important for self-esteem. It's important for your mind. I say that a lot. It's like important for your overall health. Like that's important to do.
Yeah. That's like, it takes no talent, bro, to go work out. It takes none. People think it takes. Oh my god, that guy's. Yeah, it takes research, of course. Like
Yeah.
anything you do. Is
It
research.
takes,
That's
another thing. Like it's gonna take research and time
Yeah.
to learn those things if you want to do it on your own. But that's not to say you can reach out for help for other people if you need
Yeah,
help
just-
on that.
you
Like,
just, like,
however
look
you
around.
want to attack it, like that's on you, and it's literally you versus you.
Yeah, it's like, and that's kind of like why I started to run, bro. It takes no talent. It just takes like how far you're willing to push yourself. It's within you.
Yeah.
you're not running and you go out and run on the street. There's not somebody running right next to you trying to beat you.
Right.
Like you run and you're beating yourself. Like how am I
Unless
gonna
you're
push
actually
myself?
competing.
I mean, different. It's like, am I gonna push myself further? Like, you know where you pushed yourself last time. Are you gonna push yourself further than that this time? It's all in your own head. So it doesn't take any talent. You're not competing with anybody.
Yeah.
That's what makes it unique. That's what makes it special. It's just hard work and effort.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
That's all it is.
Yeah, and that's what people don't want to put in, and I think what's sickening about the kind of going on a different topic. What's sickening is that there's there's shortcuts out there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fucked up.
And they don't work.
No, they don't fucking work, man. It's like bypass or like stomach staplings or whatever. What is the surgeries they call? Gastric bypass. There's the stomach stapling. There's the
Liposuction.
Liposuction. It's all fucking garbage. That's my opinion. My opinion. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that there's elderly people that have these things that can't physically go to the gym. You can't physically.
Yeah, there's always a select few.
There's a select few that are left out of the general population. But I see people as young as 30s and 40s getting this fucking surgery, and it's bullshit. Because you can look at the rates. You can look at the statistics. I want to say about half, if not a little bit less than half. I looked this up. A little bit less than half. They bounce. They have the surgery.
And then they just gain the weight again.
They balloon back up because you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
You didn't make a lifestyle change to lose that weight.
No.
You didn't change anything. So you think, oh, I look good right now. So they shrink your stomach, but then you go out and eat a bunch of bullshit again.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna end up the way you were before. And it's like, my theory is like, if you earn it, you're gonna keep it. If you don't, it's gonna go away.
Yeah, and I think you learn like along the way. Like if you're able to do that on your own and you learn along the way, you're gonna know what it takes for you to get back to that point. If you end up screwing up somewhere along the lines, like you know what to do in order to get yourself back into shape. Like you're always gonna know what's right and what's wrong, kind of.
Yeah,
so,
you learn so much about yourself, what you like, diets that work for you, diets that don't work for you. It's like and like we said before in our previous one about making routine stick. It's like it's trial and error. That's how fitness is and dieting.
That's how everything is. Everything you ever approach in life and you're trying to learn and trying to do, it's always going to be trial and error. It's always going to be learning about what you can do, how you do it, not how anybody else does it, but how you do it. And I think not only does that affect you physically, but mentally. Like that mental challenge of being able to research, go in, try your best, come out, and like develop a sense of consistency and start progressing. Like you're learning, are challenging yourself mentally, and you're progressing with yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a huge thing we should recognize.
Yeah.
And that not so much like, hey, love yourself for being overweight, but like, hey, you know what? Like it's okay if you want to cut down on weight. I mean, like that's an important thing you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to improve your overall life, like your lifestyle. That's going to improve. So I don't think it should be frowned upon to like want to lose weight, like this tweet was saying. Like it's not so much like you're valuing thinness, but you're valuing discipline.
Putting in the fucking work. That's like that's like looking back when you're coming through hard shit. It's like, bro, like I it takes a lot of self-realization to know like, hey dude, I'm fucking fat and I need to do something about it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a tough spot to be in.
Of course it is.
To sit and look in
the
mirror.
The one time, and this is a funny story actually, I was getting in my car, and this is what it took. So I was trying to put on weight, trying to put on mass, trying to get strong, and I was getting in my car. I was in college, like sophomore year of college, and I tried to get in my car, and my fucking jeans ripped. Like right in the center.
I'm not laughing at fat people. I'm laughing because it's you.
I know. I literally got into my car, and thank goodness I wasn't getting out of my car at school because it ripped right on my dick, like in my gooch area. And I was like, fuck. And that was the point in time I was like, man, I came self-aware. And I realized, like, you know what? I didn't love myself at that weight. I didn't like the fact that I was tearing a larger pair of pants on myself and saying that I wasn't fitting in shirts anymore. That's like, I didn't love myself at that point because I realized I wasn't healthy, that I was gaining weight, and that I was putting myself in a bad position, and that knowing that I'm Hispanic,
it's in your blood.
It's in my blood, that my parents are diabetic, we have all these sorts of heart issues. I became self-aware and realized, you know what? I didn't love myself for who I was by being overweight. And I don't think that should necessarily be glorified, because then you start having a negative, sugar-coated idea that being overweight is okay. And for me, I knew it wasn't okay because I knew I was going to start having health problems.
Yeah.
And that's important to understand. Like, that has health consequences and issues.
Absolutely.
And I think glorifying that idea of being overweight and not exercising and sitting on your couch eating junk food all day and just being in love with who you are by being overweight can have negative consequences. And that's not to say, like, you can't still love yourself for who you are.
Mm.
Like, you're still the same person with the same personality and all these sorts of things. Like, you can still love yourself for who you are, but you need to be self-aware. Because at that moment, when I ripped my pants, I became self-aware. And I realized things need to change. I need to do this. I need to do this for me. And it took a long time. That was what, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah.
And I started taking it seriously. And I started researching. I started learning. I started becoming in love with competing against myself. And, you know, and that's what I started to really, really love myself, because I knew, like, holy shit, I could truly do anything I want if I put my mind to it. And I loved myself even more after that.
Yeah, that's all you could want in a fit and health journey.
Yeah.
So my question is though, like, and I don't know if you want to like really answer this, because I mean I have some, there's a bug there. I don't know if there was some, because I have something to say about this. So you're more of a coach than I am. I'd rather just I train at a corporate
LA
gym.
Fitness.
Yeah. So you know you do, so you're posting on Instagram and you're an influencer through there. How do you feel about the people that are clearly not living a healthy lifestyle, promoting that they are when you know that they're not? How do you feel towards that, knowing that you're putting in the work, you're living a healthy lifestyle, and you're promoting healthy living,
Mm-hmm.
and there's people that, I'm not going to say that you're unsuccessful because you know you're just starting and things are happening, and I'm not going to sit here and tell your life story because good things are happening for you, but like people that are like immensely higher on the followers and all that shit. How do you feel about people like that?
I think it's great. I think it's the good part of it. I think it's okay that people post those things at that weight,
Mm-hmm.
but that they're showing that they're exercising. So if they're consistently exercising and they're truly authentic about exercising, I think that's a great way to kind of spread that information to people who might be in the same position.
Okay.
So say if someone's overweight and they're seeing this other person that's overweight lifting and exercising as well,
That could be great motivation.
I think that's awesome motivation.
Yeah.
However, if you're fake as hell and you're posting videos of yourself working out, but deep down you're really eating like shit,
Yeah.
and you're promoting a healthy lifestyle eating like shit, yeah, that's not gonna sit well with me, especially if you're trying to be a fitness influencer, but you're eating like shit in the background. That's fake. That's the definition of fake. You're not authentic at all. However, if you're showing your journey and you're exercising daily and you're posting your meals daily or whatever it is you're doing to promote yourself, I think that resonates really, really well for people that are kind of the same weight and are like, holy shit, if this person overweight is overweight right now and they're working real hard and, you know, they're posting their exercise, man, maybe I should do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then they can start their journey. But if you clearly know that they're not eating well,
Yeah.
they've been posting for 3-4 years and they're still at the same weight or gaining weight or whatever, like, they're clearly not doing anything to help themselves. And I think that's being fake. For me, that doesn't sit well.
I have. So I find it hard for me to talk about it here because I could go off on a completely different route on that question itself.
Mm-hmm.
But like honestly, man, I just sit and I see these people like that literally lack self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we were looking at that one profile, you know what I'm talking about, and it's like this person who legitimately like does not take into account what she eats because she posts what she eats, and I've seen plenty of guys do the same thing.
We'll just get right to it. She's a bigger girl.
She's a big girl.
She's a big
and
person.
she's acting like she's lifting weights, but then she posts the food she eats, and I'm like, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you post that?
Yeah.
And then try to tell people to live a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like trying
That's,
to get.
but that's being fake. That's
right. And
that's
it's
where
like,
I don't
like,
sit well.
And this is I compare it to this. You're going to get a job, writing down all these fake job history,
right,
and applying for a job. Like, who are you going to go with? Even if, and you could even compare it to going to try to get a job with like somebody who's, let's just say you're going after a client, and you're severely overweight, you think you work out, and there's somebody who's got the specifications, and they live a healthy lifestyle, and they post what they eat, and they do X, Y, Z. Who are you gonna go with?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I can't see that, and that's the thing with Instagram. A lot of times you're not gonna know what you're gonna get. A lot of it's fake. A lot of it's real.
That's the
it's
problem.
kind of a half and
That's
half
a big
thing.
problem.
And I'm just wondering, and it just leaves me in awe that you and I, especially you, have worked your ass off to get to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
Like to where you've legitimately cut out what you've eaten. You've grinded to the point where like you say you're hungry. You go to bed hungry because that's part of the journey to get the body you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't see it all the way. But then there's this person who eats whatever the fuck they want and lifts probably occasionally 3 times a week, does no cardio whatsoever, goes out on weekends, eats whatever, drinks whatever, binge drinks, everything. And they've amassed this following. And to me, it just shows that like some parts of society really lack perspective and self-awareness of what being truly healthy is. And
that's a very, very good way to put it. And I tend to agree.
It really blows my mind, man. It almost, and like I said, I really kind of choiced my words here because I could go a completely different direction.
You feel strongly about it. No, you're passionate about it because you put in work and you know what it takes.
Exactly. I put in a lot of work to get where I am now. I've lost weight. I've cut out. I've sacrificed a lot in my health aspect. Not really in my life much, to get to this point, as you have too, as friends of ours have.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at this and I'm just like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. And it just blows my mind. And I can't say
I think what it really just comes down to is that the fact that it's fake.
Yeah,
I think it is fake because you're promoting a false reality.
Yeah.
You're promoting a sugar-coated reality. People are going to take that seriously.
Yeah.
And end up struggling on their themselves. You know, they're going to end up struggling. Because, you know, I think when they're trying to reach a certain goal, like, I think motivation is super, super great. And, like, aspiring to be like someone is really, really great. But when you're aspiring like someone like that, you're putting yourself in a position to be unsuccessful.
You're not going to grow. You're not going to...
And I think that, at its core, is not authentic. I don't think that's authentic at all. I think that can lead to a lot of problems for people.
So, to clarify, going off that, she's not saying love yourself and... I'm okay with who I am. You know, I'm working hard, and maybe I'm not getting the results, but I'm working at it. No, this person claims that they think that they're fucking Brad Castleberry. The way she posts, the way she reacts to people, the way she behaves is just, it's arrogant.
It is almost arrogant.
To say it, at the least. I mean, to say the least. It's just like, I just cannot. Yeah. You need to seriously sit back, because if you have this following, congratulations for gaining the following.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But now that you're on this pedestal and people are looking at you, be fucking real and promote the right shit on how to better yourself, because there's people that are looking up to you. It's the same thing with like athletes and people that are held at this stature. It's like, if you only fuck that up, you're gonna be frowned upon.
Right.
And I look at these people the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you've amassed this great following, don't fuck it up. And this person is fucking it up.
And you have to, and I was saying this earlier, like I was telling you, like, in a sense, like, the reason why she has amassed such a big following is because most people aren't in good shape, especially in America.
That's reality, man.
And that's reality. It is what it is.
I want to say like a small majority of people are really like shredded.
Of course,
less than 5%.
It's very, very difficult to become that way.
It's insane.
So yeah, I mean, the larger majority of the U.S. or wherever, like, they're not going to be shredded and in shape. So, you know, you have to understand, like, the reason she probably amassed this whole huge following is because that people that aren't super duper ripped are going to be following her and seeing like, oh, well, you know what, this resonates more with me more than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And absolutely. So that's kind of like where that happens. But I do also think like it's almost like a false sense of reality. It's kind of fake in a sense.
You're living in a dream world, bro, because you may sit in your own world and think that you're fit and in shape, but then you walk outside and it's like, no, you're not. Mm-hmm. In fact, you're very unhealthy and you need to fix something before 10 years down the line.
And I think that if you're promoting this sort of information for people to eat healthier and live healthier while you're not even doing it yourself, like,
how can you?
You're really hurting people. I think that does hurt people.
It's a negative influence, absolutely.
I think it doesn't help people at all, and it's sad to say that. And you know, people can look at this very, very differently.
Yeah, take it how you want it.
Take it how you want it, but you know, I don't ever feel like and this goes for a multitude of things. Like, I don't think it's okay to create a false sense of reality for people. I think people should realize what,
Truth.
the truth about things,
Yeah.
because
Which can
you're
really,
only hindering people by doing this stuff.
and this goes back to creating sugarcoating shit.
Yeah,
And that's where we've come as a country, man. Really, because like people, and this doesn't even go to fitness. It goes with everything. Like, and you go to high schools that are padding grades, and it's just like things that are going different ways. And like, man, fuck, I got a college degree, and I may have failed a class I don't even really know,
Yeah.
because they wanted to pad their stats. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's
Yeah.
just how we are now.
Yeah.
And it's decreased our country in so many different ways.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic.
It's a whole other topic. It's a whole other standpoint. But I understand your point.
The truth of the matter is this. This is as far as we're getting close to our time. So I'm just gonna, and I'll give you your closing statement. My closing statement is this: you don't have to go out and be fucking David Goggins. You don't have to go out and be this fucking extremist that goes out and runs 100 miles and
Right.
pisses and shits himself and does all
Yeah.
this stupid shit. But like, just take into account your health, and just make the right adjustments, and put yourself on the right path. Go out and walk 45 minutes a day. You got to start somewhere, but just really focus, like take a second and think about your health
Mm-hmm.
and how you can better yourself. Because,
Right.
and like I've said it earlier, like I think, and this is my personal belief, if you have a healthy body, you'll have a healthy mind.
Yeah.
And that's how I take it.
1,000% agree with you.
So that's how I see this topic, and I think that it's imperative to be real with yourself.
Yeah. I think to pretty much piggyback on that, I think self-awareness is what it comes down to. I think for me, being a fitness influencer, being a coach, and working with clients, like people don't like living an unhealthy lifestyle.
No, because it's hard.
Well, no, not that, but it's easier living an unhealthy lifestyle.
Oh,
really
that's a
gets.
healthy lifestyle.
No, an unhealthy lifestyle.
Oh. Yeah.
So people reach out to me all the time, and when they end up getting to their goals or reaching a certain goal or losing weight or whatever, that they thank me.
Mm-hmm.
They thank me for and my father is a perfect example. You can go on my Instagram right now and see a picture of my father. He was extremely overweight, diabetic, and he thanks me for instilling in his mind this healthier lifestyle, the exercising, the food, the nutrition, because he feels so much better.
Yeah.
He has so much more energy. He wants to go for a walk. He wants to go out and do things. He's not so tired so often.
Yeah,
he's not
it's
sluggish.
It's
He's
a
not
mental thing more than anything. Bro.
and his life balance has increased a lot. He's able to do his work a lot better. Just has better memory retention, especially as he continues to age. Obviously, he's not old right now. Sorry, Dad. But those things are important, and those things are a byproduct of you exercising. So I think at its root, self-awareness and understanding who you are will ultimately end in self-love.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to say about that.
I don't think you could put that any cleaner.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah, I think that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to really say about it other than that's what it is. And that doesn't, like I said before, it doesn't matter if you're male, doesn't matter if you're female, doesn't matter what gender you are. It applies to everybody and in their own way. And you take this conversation the way you want to take it.
Yeah.
Because everybody is different, and everybody tackles this thing differently.
Yeah.
And that's all I gotta say about it.
That's pretty much it.
Just take what you can from this conversation, and don't be afraid to reach out to somebody if you feel like you're just not living the life that you feel like you're living. That's okay.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're being over convinced that it's okay to be overweight, become self-aware and understand how you're feeling.
Yeah.
If you don't like the way you're feeling every single day, if you don't like, your sleep schedule or your food and your lack of memory or the way you take a test or anything, if you just don't feel like that's up to par with how you would want it to be, make a change.
Absolutely.
I think that's important.
Absolutely.
Make a change. Fitness is the best you versus you can experience, and that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. And I mean, one last thing is getting a good body or losing weight or becoming healthier shows it shows more than the body. The body's really a byproduct of the things that you overcome.
And no one can take that away from you.
No, and it's you've overcome so much. You have so much. You faced adversity. You had the odds stacked against you. You were a bigger person maybe. And you lost that person lost 100 pounds. You know how much adversity is staring at you while you do this?
Mm-hmm.
You know how much you overcome to do this?
Yeah.
And it's like, and just like, I don't want to go back to that profile, but it's like you can't show people that you've done all this when you haven't put in the work.
Right.
Like you're not an advocate for pushing.
If you
yourself
put in
and
the
doing
work,
this.
your body's gonna show it. Basically.
Absolutely. But like a lot of people, it's more of a mental thing. So if
Mm-hmm.
you put in if you have the discipline and the drive to do this, your body's a byproduct.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's gonna show.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna
there's
show.
no one can take that away from you. You can't fake that.
No.
You can't cheat it.
And you also can't tell people to do this when you haven't even put yourself through the same. You can't tell someone to better their life when you haven't put yourself through the same hardships and the same,
Yeah.
sacrifice that it takes to get there. Bottom line.
Yep. And people don't value thinness. I think they value discipline.
They
They value your adversity and your hard work.
Absolutely.
That's it, guys.
That's it.
That's it. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Common Ground Podcast. Follow us, subscribe, like. Let us know your comments about this whole situation.
If you don't agree, please let us know.
If you don't agree, or if you do agree, or if you want to take a neutral stance, let us know. Comment. DM us. Talk some shit. Who cares? I don't care. Let us know. Like we want
Come
to.
after me.
Yeah. Like if this is something you completely 1000% disagree with, let us know,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give us a like, subscribe, follow. We're on TikTok now, so give us a follow there too.
TikTok.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
maybe. We'll create a LinkedIn.
Yeah, we'll do something.
We'll see something.
Figure something.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
All
All right, guys. Appreciate it.